We can all agree that revenue is the most crucial metric in e-commerce, but you need to understand what it consists of to improve it. That's why in this video, I'll explain the 3 most important metrics in e-commerce. Hello data people, my name is Robert and this is Clicks Don't Lie, and I'm here to help you understand and analyze data to make better decisions in e-commerce. Imagine you have a physical store in a bustling city selling zebra-themed decor from Scandinavia. Let's pretend that's a thing. And you're trying to figure out how to increase revenue. Think, what do you need to make a sale? You obviously need people to come into your store. Otherwise, you'll be like Tom Hanks in Castaway. Wilson! Wilson! The more people visit your store, the more chances you have to make a sale. And that's our first e-commerce metric, people. In e-commerce, we refer to people that come to your store as website traffic. It's just a general term for them. But what's confusing is that you also have sessions, users, visitors, and visits. They all sound very similar, but there is a slight difference. So users and visitors are the same thing, and sessions and visits are the same thing. It's just some tools like Google Analytics use sessions and users, whereas others like Adobe Analytics use visits and visitors. So here's the difference between session and a user. Let's say you go to a new website to shop. That means you are a new user and it's your first session. You leave the site and come back the next day. You're still counted as one user, but this is your second session. So in theory, you will remain as one user, but you can have hundreds of sessions. Please note that user metric is becoming less and less reliable because it relies on a technology called browser cookies, which are slowly being phased out from major browsers. So I would use sessions or visits when I'm looking at data. It's just more reliable. Remember, where your users come from and their intent significantly impacts the next 2 metrics I will talk about. All website traffic is not created equal. So let's return to our zebra themed shop for the second metric. So once people enter your store, your goal is to convince them to buy something. The more people you buy, the higher revenue you will have. That's pretty obvious. In e-commerce, this is called conversion rate, or in short, CR or CVR. This means you converted a person from a potential customer to a customer. So there's the conversion. To calculate the conversion rate, you need to know the number of orders and divide that by number of visitors to your website. Then multiply that by 100. This will give you the conversion rate in percentage. So if you have 1,000 sessions and 30 people buy something from you, it means conversion rate is 3%. By the way, you can grab my cheat sheet for all these formulas from this link right here. You can see it at the bottom of the screen, or just click on the first link in the video description. But you might be asking, well, what is a good conversion rate? Well, it really depends on your industry and who conducted the research. But according to VWO.com, the average is between 0.3% and 4%. But these numbers don't tell you the truth because the conversion rate also depends on the traffic source. For example, usually email traffic has a much higher conversion rate than, for example, SEO traffic. Also, it depends on your price point and if you sell one-off products or subscriptions. All this influences your conversion rate. But for a more in-depth video on conversion rate and what can influence it, check out this video right here. You can click on the banner where I dive deeper into the topic with examples. Okay, let's go back to our store example. Let me ask you something. As a store owner, what would you rather have? That you sell 100 zebra print candles at $1 each, or you sell 5 zebra wallpaper rolls at $20 each? Obviously, in terms of revenue, it doesn't matter. In both cases, you would make $100. Can you guess where I'm heading with this? In the second example, each person spends a much higher average amount of money during their visit. In e-commerce, this is called average order value, or AOV. Increasing this will make more revenue even if you keep the traffic and conversion rate exactly the same. To calculate the average order value, you must divide total revenue by number of orders. So let's say your total revenue is $5,000 and you divide that by 100 orders. That means your AOV is $50. Now, what is a good AOV? This is a pretty hard question to answer because it depends on your industry and the products. So there's no guideline here. Personally, I would look at what you have now and try to improve it incrementally. That's the right way to go about it anyway. Now you know the key e-commerce revenue metrics, but without knowing how to read them in the data and spot any issues, you won't be able to tell the problem. That's why you should watch this video next, where I'll teach you how to read these metrics in web analytics and take action on them. For example, if your traffic is up but your conversion rate and AOV are down, then you're probably sending lower quality traffic to the site.